Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruchakwadash. Giving double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Peace and salutations to the brethren that I came out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth with 100% sincerity. And peace and salutations to the few and sincere Akwathium, the few and sincere sisters who believe in this gospel. So, I want to kind of land back on a video Elder Apostle Tahar was doing this morning, and it was entitled, Keep That Same Energy When Revelation 13 and 16 Comes to Pass. Now, I don't have any precepts written for this lesson. I'm just kind of gonna go into the spirit. And he was just kind of, from what I saw, the little bit that I was able to catch of the video, he was just going into how IUIC speaks of the mark of the beast, the MOTB, not being the microchip, right? But instead of it being sin, or saying that it's spiritual or something else, right? And, just basically just throwing out all logic and sense, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of saying that, and as you know, it's really just a shot to Great Millstone because, GMS has been teaching that the MOT has been the chip. It's been a microchip for a long time. And, these folks like playing semantics, just kind of like WFI did and currently does, by saying, well, we got a chip in our cell phone. We got a chip in our credit card. We got a chip in all of these different devices that we use on a daily basis. So is that the mark of the beast? Is that the MOTB? No, you dimwit. What does the scripture say? Let's go here. Let's go here to Revelation 13 and verse 16, right? And it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? And they both say, camp like IUIC, they say, well, the right hand is talking about your works, and the forehead, that's talking about your mind, right? And it's not talking about that. It's not talking about spiritual, right? This is a physical thing. And there is a chip that is available in the market now, which will be in the coming days. It will be mandatory, right? It will be mandatory that this chip is implanted in your skin, right? In your hand. And then you got the brain chip. You know what I'm saying? You got the brain chip with Elon Musk, the Neuralink, and also various other companies who produce the same kind of technology that goes in your forehead. But the most common way that this is going to be implemented is in your hands, right? It's going to be implemented in your hand, under your skin, right? So let's look at this word again, man. We're going to go into the word. We're going to go into the word here for mark. This word mark is charagma, right? A stamp, an imprinted mark, right? It says of the mark stamped on the forehead or right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, right? A mark branded upon horses, right? Thing carved, sculpture, graven work. You can imprint a mark, right? What this is saying is that this is a physical thing. This is a physical manifestation of this prophecy. The way that it is done, right? Because you got to also, because, Here's another thing that WFI says, and I'm pretty sure IUIC will say the same thing. They'll say that, well, it's going to cost America a lot of money to do this. It's going to cost Babylon a lot of money to do this. Right? So why would they spend money on doing this? Well, first off, Esau will spend as much money as he needs to fulfill his agenda. If his agenda is complete control and complete domination of the entire world, he'll spend as much money as he needs to. It don't fucking matter. But two, a microchip don't cost that much. Let's go here. All right, Salakia, let's go back here. So let's look at how much it costs to microchip someone. Well, this just says, how much does it cost to microchip a dog? It says, microchipping is relatively affordable with an average cost of $25 to $60. This includes the cost of the chip, the implantation procedure, and online registration to list your contact information in a pet recovery database, right? So let's just imagine that it costs this same amount to chip a human being, right? Let's just say it costs this same amount. Let's just do the cost for 100 million people. Let's say the average cost, let's do somewhere in the middle. Let's do $45. 45 times how many people are on the earth? Let's just do everybody in America for right now. So that's about 365 million. 365,000,000 equals. Turn it to the side. That's about $16,425,000,000. Right? The net worth of, I believe, Elon Musk is about $90 billion. So to chip everybody in the United States of America, it'll cost about $16 billion. You don't think that Esau yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But Esau done sent, what, $5 billion to Ukraine? Esau sent over $5 billion over to Ukraine. So spending billions of dollars on to fulfill an agenda, that ain't no problem for these Edomites. Right? That ain't no problem for these Edomites to spend billions of dollars to fulfill their agenda. So that don't mean nothing. And $25 to $60 is still relatively cheap. Yeah, adding it up, chipping an entire population of people, yeah. It is in the billions. But this devil spends see, look at this. In 2022, this is just in 2022, the United States spent around 876 billion US dollars on its military. 876, not million, billion dollars on its military. This devil is willing to spend hundreds of billions of dollars just on the military alone. And that's just here in Babylon. That's just here in America. You don't think if the chip is made mandatory worldwide, you don't think that these other countries are going to have to spend their own money? 16 billion just to chip the entire American population. That ain't nothing compared to what they already spend. So these people these camps talking about, well, it's going to cost too much for them to do that. No, it ain't. Look at how much they already spent on the military in 1 year. This was in 2022. This is in 1 year. The military budget of the United States is over 800 billion each year. So you don't think that they'll spend that kind of money for the chip? So let's go into this root word, man. The root word is Karax, a pale, a stake, a palisade, right? A palisade, a rampart, pales between which earth, stones, trees, and timbers are heaped together and packed together, right? This is a physical thing. It's a physical thing, right? And I've done this breakdown before. I'm going to go through it again. So let's go to this word character. And it says, symbol marked or branded on the body. Symbol or drawing used in sorcery. Alphabetic letter, graphic symbol, standing for a sound or syllable, right? It says a symbol marked or branded on the body, right? The Micro C hip is basically a symbol, a brand, a mark. When they stamp your hand, let's say for instance, you going in the Chuck E. Cheese, and you go in there, you pay for it, and they stamp your hand. So when you come back out, so let's say if you got to go out to your car or something, and you come back in, they know that you've already paid to get in there. How do they do it? They look at the stamp. They look at that mark. Well, this is going to be something that's going to go under your skin, and it's going to hook up to a system, right? And with this system, it's going to have all information that it needs to have about you, so that they know, the powers that be, through their system, they know that, all right, this person has conformed to our agenda. This person has submitted to our agenda. So it's the same thing, but this is just on a bigger scale. This is just on a much larger scale. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at the root words. Karax, pointed stake. This is the same word here. Same word, same exact word. And what was this the root word for? This is the root word for charagma. So this is the same thing. This is what it's talking about, the same thing. So there's no way that this is sin, because Bishop Nathaniel, he was also he was saying the point, all right, well, how was a chip How is that making you sin? How is this going to make you sin? And all of this, right? Well, first off, putting a chip inside of you, that is a sin. Leviticus chapter 19, I believe, speaks on that. So that is a sin. Now, is the MOTB sin itself? No. But it is a sin to take it. And you got some of their camp members talking about, well, what if they force you to take it? What if they round you up and they force you to take the mark? What if they force you to take the mark? Or what if you go somewhere and they put the mark in you and you didn't know? Well, you still doomed. That's just the Most High just wanted that to work out for you. Now it's not gonna go like that. You're gonna have a choice to take it. You just like, all right, you either take it or we put you to death, or you're just X'd out from society. But if that happens that way, well, you just, hey, how about Shemi Hawashai wanted you to take it so he could take you out. He could burn you. Let's go back to Revelation 13 and read verse 17. And it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right? So again, how are you going to buy and sell with sin? WFI says that the mark is conforming to Esau's philosophies, religions, Christianity, and all of that stuff, right? And that the mark and that the buying and selling part is talking about being able to prosper in the society. Well, go to the hood. You got a lot of Jakes who are Christians. They conform to Esau society, cooning it up. You know what I'm saying? They conform to Esau society in the hood, believing in Christianity, believing in all the Esau's philosophies, and they poor as hell. In the hood, it's a different church every other block. It's a church every other block in the hood. But we call it the hood for a reason. Because it's what? Poverty stricken. Everybody on welfare. Everybody on government benefits. Crime is high as hell. Why is crime high? Because people are poor. So that can't be talking about prospering in the society when you got Jake who conform to every philosophy that Esau has presented to them, and they still poor. So it can't possibly mean that. This is talking about a physical device that they're going to implant in your skin. And if you don't have that device, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. You're not going to be able to participate in society as a normal citizen. This is just how it's going to be. Let's look at Revelation, I believe it's 15. Or was it 17? I'm looking for the part where it was talk where let me see. I'm trying to find the. Or was it 14? Here it is. Revelation 16:11. Or nah, it wasn't that one, but here, let me look. Sword. Okay, 16:2. Here it is. And it says, and the first went up and poured out his vial upon the earth. There fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image, right? So I want to look at this word sore. This word sore is, where is that? This word sore is helkos. Or elkos. Helkos, right? So it says a wound producing a discharge, pus, a sore, an ulcer. Okay, and this is speaking of something physical, right? But let's look where else this word shows up in the scriptures. This is Luke. This is Luke chapter 16 and verse 21. This is talking about Lazarus, right? Where the dogs licked his sores, right? And it says, in desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. So this is talking about what? Something physical. Dogs licking Lazarus' sores. That's a physical thing that these dogs did. All right, Salakia. I got a phone call. But like I was saying, the sores, the story of Lazarus with the dog licking his sores, that's a physical thing. And that same word, helkos, is in Revelation 16:2, as well as Luke 16:21, right? Showing you that this is something physical. This is not a spiritual mark, right? This is something physical, right? So, and again, as brothers from Great Millstone have been saying all the time, man, once Revelation 13:16 comes to pass, a lot of these camps who are coming up against the breakdown that we have of Revelation 13:16, they're going to be switching it up. They're going to be changing it up. Some of them, they just might disappear. Some of these camp leaders, they just might disappear. Because a lot of these, people in these congregations, man, they're going to be asking questions. They're going to want answers. They're going to want to know, like, hey, why y'all was telling us that it was this and it was that, when it was really, what Great Millstone was teaching. Why was y'all coming against us so hard? It's just going to be a whole thing, right? We just going to be like, hey, we told you. We've been telling you this, man. And it just makes sense, man. It just makes complete sense that this is what it is, right? So look, man, I'm going to go ahead and end it with that. Lord willing, this was edifying, straight to the point. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rahakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.